Please write comments if you hear me or not. Please write comments. Please write comments if you hear me or not. I see one is present. One is present. Please write comments. So thank you, Arnish. Arnish is only one who is present now with me, and it is, I must say, deplorable for my part that I'm not finding any other students of ours in my class. Just now 10 minutes is already over. Anyway, I don't like to waste any more time. I want to enter into my class with my proceedings. So I'm taking some time to go back to my composition paragraph. So far I can remember in my last class I discussed how we can develop a paragraph in a systematical way using the equipment and rules required to make an united and integrated paragraph. and I discussed and I focused on various things that we need to use in developing the paragraph, especially an ideal paragraph. And I read out some paragraphs like my homeland, and also I can remember I read out the rules of developing a report, and it is plastic awareness. And then I also read out the features of writing a newspaper report. When we write a report for newspaper, that means when a report is supposed to be published in newspaper, we should be very much conscious and careful about the information as well as about the format. And there are some, you see, rules to follow. A newspaper report begins with an appropriate headline. There must be an accurate, appropriate headline. That means title. The opening sentence of the newspaper reports us about headline. The name of the place and date must also be mentioned in the report. Any other relevant information must be added to the newspaper report. All the facts mentioned in the newspaper report must be accurate. The newspaper report should not be written objectively. The newspaper report should be written objectively without any bias. A newspaper report must contain the views of the people concerned. A newspaper report must not be lengthy. A proper conclusion is essential for a newspaper report. Anyway, now I am trying to show you a paragraph and a report of with the same subject, same title. It is about a road accident in our country. A paragraph and a report on the same subject that show the contexts and comparisons between them. The first one is EUSC report. Suppose you are a staff reporter of the Daily Star. Yesterday evening, a terrible road accident occurred at Gazipur. Now write a report on it. And you see the title of the report, the title or the headline of the report is written in block letter, in capital letter. 4 died in a road accident at Gazipur. You see, number 1, the title is written in block letter, in capital letter. Number 2, it's an striking headline because the terrible or the tragic feature of the accident is very much clear from the words 4 died. That means when we write a report, the title is supposed to reflect the accident or the event or the incident of the body first. Anyway, according to the rules, we have given the name of the place where the accident took place, Gazipur. Gazipur is the place where the accident took place, and then the date comes, 18 July 2020, and you see on the right top, reported by Umme Tasmia, staff reporter at the Daily Star. A terrible road accident occurred between a rickshaw and a car on 17 July 2020 towards the end of the day at the Saurashtar Mode area of Gazipur. This is the particular place where the answer of the question where is given here. The driver of the car The driver of the car was drunk and was driving recklessly, resulting in the accident. Two passengers of the rickshaw and the rickshaw puller were killed on the spot, and a passerby died in the hospital. So this is the description of the incident. More than 6 other passers-by were injured. The condition of the 3 of them is still critical. Another 3 were released after first aid. You see, I've used less words than giving more information. That means information is more than the words used here. So I am very much economical in using words. The motor vehicle involved in the accident was a Toyota car, and the driver was driving at a great speed. As a result, there must be a comma. As a result, he failed to control his car while taking turn at the mode to avoid a careless passerby walking along the highway. An ill-fated rickshaw was coming from the opposite direction and could not notice the speedy car. With a cracking sound, the car hit the rickshaw that got smashed instantly and ran over the walking passerby. The highway police reached the spot then and there and took the injured to the local health complex. They also seized the car and its driver. A case was filed with the local police station. Moreover, the district commissioner formed an inquiry committee in this regard. Later, the police found an empty bottle of wine along with a glass. They seized them and formed another committee for further investigation. People believe that the authorities will take proper steps to control such fatal accidents. So this is a positive note. This is a positive note. That means the report must come to the end with conclusion with a positive note. Remember this. This is a positive note. That means this line actually creates hope in the people around the accident that in future there might not be such accidents. So this is a positive note. And then the paragraph of the same subject, a tragic road accident. You try to understand or try to notice the differences between the format. And there is the title of the headline of the paragraph, but there is no mention of the place, no date, neither the person who wrote or who is writing the incident or accident, who is writing about the accident. So accidents are a more common sight on the roads of big and busy cities of Bangladesh, but it is noticed most in the capital city of Dhaka. In fact, modulators, transition words, sentence connectors, and this is you see these two lines will actually constitute the topic sentence. This is the topic say there are two topic sentences. In fact, there are many factors that play roles behind so many accidents here. Some of the factors are poor roads, rash and reckless driving, and careless and irresponsible implementation of traffic rules. Last week, I happened to see a tragic accident involving a truck and a car. I was going to the new market and it was raining tough. As my bus reached the Bolaga Cinema Hall gate, I saw a huge crowd gathered on the 4-road crossing point. As it was a stoppage, our bus slowed down there to let passengers get down. Then I saw a truck standing on the road It had broken the police stand. People were standing in a big circle around the crossing point. And a smashed car had fallen down the north side road. Police and some passers-by were untiringly trying to pull out the people from the damaged car. Within a short time, an ambulance with medical team arrived at the spot of accident. They all at last pulled out all the people from inside the ill-fated car. Finally, it was seen that the driver of the car and the woman were killed. Other three were injured at different degrees and were taken to Medical College Hospital, Dhaka Medical College Hospital. According to some eyewitnesses, the cause of the accident was the poor visibility caused by heavy rain and the speed of the truck. No one expects such situations anywhere at any cost. For some time, I forgot my job in the market and kept pondering over the sorry state of safety indoors. So this is the impression that was created on my mind. The tragic accident created a very pathetic impression on my mind, and that is why I could not move. I was standing there, and my mind was very sad. That is why I forgot my job in the market and kept pondering over the sorry state of safety in roads. So I think you have understood the differences between the format of a report and a paragraph of the same subject. Then a book fair, one para. I've written one para because paragraph always consists of one para. A book fair is an exhibition of books that makes display of books to the readers and buyers. This is the topic sentence. It is in fact arranged to facilitate selling and reading. As a result, these are all you see sentence connectors or transition words. A book fair is very much popular with the readers, educated people, and the writers. And there are, these are transition words or modulators. There are a number of book fairs being held across the country, but the largest book fair in the country is held in February in Dhaka. Anyway, modulators. This fair is especially held to observe the Language Movement Day in Bangla Academy premises. As a matter of fact, modulators, the occasion plays a very important role to promote the publication of books, to spread education and widen the sphere of our knowledge. Besides, it should be it. It increases the reader's interest on reading books. However, again, sentence connectors. Bangla Academy is the chief sponsor of the fair. Different publications make stalls in the academy premises and arrange their books in a very beautiful way to attract the consumers. There are storybooks, novels, dramas, poems, autobiographies, and so on. There are also books on science and technology, books on raising social awareness, etc. Recently, I have visited a book fair and gathered a lot of experiences. Some writers are also seen sitting in the stalls. surrounded by their fans and by autographs. My personal impression about a book fair is that it helps a lot to build an elevated, educated, cultured society. However, I think it is quite difficult to present a successful book fair, but it is essential for developing a society and building up a developed society. I like a book fair very much. And you just try to understand the report of the same subject. The place, Dhaka, date 18 July 220, and reported by Tasmia, a first year student of EUSC. The day before yesterday, I went on a visit to Bangla Academy book fair with my family. Of course, traditionally we call the fair Ikushi Boy Mela, and the fair is held in the Bangla Academy premises every year. This is the biggest book fair in the country, and people of all walks of life enjoy to visit there. Enjoy a visit there. Publication of new books and meeting and taking the autographs of the writers are the main attraction of the fair. And you see, there are several paras, not a single para. This is the description of the fair. Now, however, we reached the fair premises in the afternoon, and there were visitors everywhere, but we managed our way to all the sides of the fair area. Hundreds of stalls were set in long rows. Innumerable books of different interests and subjects were neatly arrayed on the beautiful shelves of the stalls. Every stall was very busy displaying and selling their books. While going from one stall to another, my younger sister was running after us. My father and mother were buying books of the old writers, but my choice was new writers. So I bought a number of books of my choice. My younger sister also bought some hit storybooks. They were full of fun and excitement. Suddenly our attention was drawn to a loud gathering. I noticed that renowned writer Zafar Iqbal was there, and lots of votaries of different ages encircled him. So I thought it was a chance to talk to him and take an autograph. So hurried. So I hurried there and tried to draw his attention. After a long while, I managed to take an autograph, but could not talk to him. At last, I came back to my family and walked to the discussion corner of the fair. We all took seat there for enjoying the ongoing discussion. Eminent literary and cultural personalities of the country were holding significant discussion on their own field of interest. They were holding out beautiful aspects of Bengali culture and tradition. We are all keen to them. But it was then about evening and night was falling down. So we started towards our residence, though we had still thirst for visiting more places in the fair. I believe anyone can enjoy a lot going to the Bangla Academy book fair. This is the positive tone, positive note. And then I have uh, developed another section for you, and this is, you see, This is how to develop a story. It's very important to understand the important features that we have to follow while developing a story or completing a story. A story cannot be a story unless the listeners or the readers are attracted. Stories may be funny, interesting, weird, tragic, or any other kind. But a story should have some sections that will lead the listeners or the readers to an end of logical relief. That means at the end of the story, the readers or the listeners should be satisfied logically. And this is the introduction. The story must have an introduction. So what we have to write in the introduction? The introduction informs the reader of the three W's: who, when, where, who is the main character or the characters in the story. When does the story begin? Why does the story begin? Sometimes there is a hint of what and why as well. What are they doing when the story begins, and why are they doing it? Try to mention something interesting that will hook the reader into. Hook means drive the reader into wanting to continue reading. That means if the readers or the listeners do not feel interested to hear further, to sit there more, to listen what is coming next, the story cannot be a successful one. Main part. So main part is about the development of the story. This is the part where the action happens. In the second and third paragraph, there is usually a build up to the main event in the fourth and last paragraph in the main part. Remember, in each paragraph, one specific thing should happen that advances the story. Conclusion. In the conclusion, there is usually a summing up or lesson learned or the writer's feelings or impression of the events. If the story is told in the first person. Goal and intention. There must be a goal of the character stories, and there should be tension or crisis or problems through which the characters will go to reach the goal. There must be a goal for the main character to reach. And the journey of the main character should not be smooth. There should be troubles and tension in a journey. And the conclusion will solve the crisis, resulting in a satisfactory or rational end. The following is the beginning of a story. Complete it in your own words. So this is the way we face in our exams, EUSC exams. And you know, the question just is said in the board in this way. The following is the beginning of a story. Complete it in your own words. It was late at night. That means the red section is given on the question. It was late at night and I was studying for my upcoming test examination. All other members of the family were sleeping. All of a sudden, my cell phone rang and it was an unknown number. And I have given a full stop here. That means I have ended the sentence. Then I began in this way. So I got puzzled. So because the number was unknown and it was dead of night, it was deep night, perhaps after 12 o'clock at night. So I got puzzled and scared about what to do. Usually my friends do not ring me after 8 o'clock at night. So I could not guess who it might be. On the other hand, I could not call my parents who were in deep sleep. A kind of panic seized me and I could not move. Neither could my hands move to the phone, which was kept on the reading table in front of me. Time was passing by seconds and by minutes. I was growing more and more anxious and frightened, but it was ringing continuously more than thrice. I thought there might be something urgent and unavoidable. So, with a shaking and fearful mind, I took hold of my cell phone. It was still ringing. With my eyes closed, I pressed the phone on, and a loud female cry floated. What's happened? Why don't you respond to to my call? I got more puzzled. But within a while, I recognized the voice. It was my grandmother. How are you, Grandma? What are you doing now at dead of night? Asked what happened. He took the phone and began talking to his mother. I got relieved, and my father said that he was coming to our residence next week. So this is the rational relief. See, this is the conclusion of the story. Actually gives us a rational relief, because finally I got relieved of the anxiety, of the apprehension, of the uh, danger that I was thinking about, because it was dead of night and the phone number was unknown. So there were uh, many apprehensions, uh, many I think many problems actually were crossing my mind, and I was really anxious and frightened. There were many things fearful crossing my mind, but at last I got relieved, and my father said that he was coming to our our residence next week. So this is how we can start, develop, and end a story. You see, the starting has given the answers of different W's. You see, there are number of W's. Who, it is who. So who is clear? It was late at night and I was studying. It is I. Then when? At dead of night. Where? Kothai? In my residence? Of course. It's clear. So this is, and I have used some dialogues in order to make the story more lively, more convincing, more convincing. When you use dialogues, conversations in the story becomes more convincing, more lively, more interesting. So this is how you can develop a story, and there must be a rational ending, giving relief to the readers. That means there should be a solution to the problems discussed in the body of the story, in the development of the story. Okay? Anyway, I have another paragraph to present before you. And this is about COVID-19. I'm searching. Today I have written the paragraph. And in my post yesterday, in my yesterday's post, I also gave you another 4 paragraphs for your test and final preparation. It is about Facebook, and then e-learning, then women's contributions to our society, then a moonlit night. I think all these are very, very important for your test and final examinations. And today I have developed another paragraph, very, I think, very, very relevant to the situation prevailing in the country and the world. And this is COVID-19 pandemic. Uh, I think it will be very much helpful for you to understand and take preparation for the examination. And the questions to follow. What is COVID-19? What are the general symptoms of COVID-19? How does it spread? What is the global impact of COVID-19? How is it affecting Bangladesh? How are COVID-19 patients? How are not ill? How are COVID-19 patients given treatment? And I have developed the paragraph in a very systematic way. And you see the title or the headline, COVID-19 pandemic. As most of the people, especially in media, says COVID-19 pandemic or the pandemic COVID-19. COVID-19 pandemic is an infectious fatal disease. It is caused by a newly discovered coronavirus. However, this is transitional words. The viral disease appears in human body with a number of symptoms. They include a fever, dry cough, and tiredness. But in the severe cases, people with the virus can develop difficult breathing and may ultimately experience organic failure. Some cases, even some cases may become deadly and end in death. Nevertheless, most people who fall sick with COVID-19 experience mild to moderate symptoms. They just get runny nose. Runny nose. Nake shoddi nake pani. Runny nose means watery nose. They just get runny nose or a sore throat and recover without any special treatment. Anyway, the COVID-19 virus is mainly transmitted through droplets. নাক থেকে সর্দি কাশি যেগুলো পড়ে সেগুলো। Droplets of a COVID-19 infected person when he coughs, sneezes, or exhales. Of course, these droplets are too heavy to float in the air and quickly fall on floors or surfaces. And one can be infected by breathing in the virus if he is in close contact with one who has COVID-19, who has already, it's better to use already. One can also be infected by touching a contaminated surface and then his eyes, nose or mouth. But still now, no proper treatment has been explored. The world whole world is trying to produce vaccine or antidote to fight the disease. Of course, doctors are doing their best to give treatment to the patients using different virus treatment, medicine and life supporting equipment. But the result of the pandemic is posing dangerous for the whole world. By this time, this is the impact, global impact. This is the global impact of COVID-19. By this time, more than 600,000 people have died. Millions of people have become jobless. Most of the development activities have been postponed. The world seems to be at halt. Most of the industries and educational institutions are not functioning. The same condition is going on in all other sectors. Bangladesh is facing more hurdles and hardship because of COVID-19. Though the death toll is not much considerable here, sufferings are beyond estimation. Millions of people are jobless and they don't have ways to manage their livelihood. In fact, the pandemic is more serious in Bangladesh due to dishonest and corrupt management system of the country. Of course, positive note. This is the positive note. Of course, finally, a hopeful possibility has appeared before the world that Oxford University and some other countries are becoming successful in preparing a vaccine against the pandemic. So this is all for today's session. And so thank you very much for being with me. And I must invite you to attend my next class next week. And I must tell you to be at home. If it is not essential, don't go out. I pray to God so that you might be safe and sound at home. So thank you very much. And after finishing my class today, I will post all these materials in PDF form so that you can download and read by yourselves. Thank you very much.